Here's a stretch sequence for opening up the hip flexors, the inner thighs, and the groin area. So for this one, it might be nice to have a pillow so you can place under your knees or use as support throughout the sequence. So we're going to begin by opening up the hip flexors here in the front of the hips. The hip flexors, the adductors, inner thighs, and the groin, the upper inner thigh, those areas really work together. So that's why we're working on all of these areas today. So you can gently place your pillow down, come up onto your knees so that hopefully feels a little bit more comfortable. We're going to place one foot in front into our half kneeling lunge, making sure we're nice and aligned, that knee's pointing straight forward, it's not caving in, hips are square, pointing straight forward. Now I'm going to lift up through my spine, nice and tall, engage the glutes. Even just by engaging the glutes, you might start to feel a stretch here in the front of the hip. So here I'm just going to breathe as I gently come forward and back into that lunge stretch. So we're just starting to wake up the tissues here in the front of the hip. No need to go full-fledged into your deep lunge right now. Just waken things up. Nice. Maybe if that's starting to feel a little bit more open, you can hold it there a little bit deeper, keeping the glutes active, maintaining that length in your spine. Shoulders are calm. Nice. Now we're going to start to move our foot out a little bit and then explore that angle. So keeping those hips square, we've just rotated the thigh open a bit. Make sure that knee is pointing straight over the toe, that that knee's not caving in, and just work within your own range here, whatever feels good. So I'm just easing in and out of this stretch. You're going to feel something here on this leg and as well on the standing leg. If that feels okay, you can start to creep your leg out to the side a little more of like a 180 degree. So we're going into a side lunge now. Continuing to breathe. And then maybe just hold that there in that side lunge and just notice how that feels. Nice. And we'll come on back to center. One more time, we'll come forward into our full lunge. Maybe now you can sink a little bit further now that we've opened things up a bit. And then from here, we'll take a deep breath in as you really pick up that side body and then coming over into a side bend. Nice. And we'll slowly come back and let that go, and we'll switch sides. Other side, finding your positioning, lifting up from the base of your pelvis all the way up the top of your head, and just start to ease forward and back in that lunge. Noticing how it feels on this side compared to the other side. Remembering to breathe. And then at your own pace, you can start to walk your leg out to the side a little bit more, working in increments. You can spend a bit more time in one angle if it feels a little stickier. So really just tune in to how this is feeling in your body and creep that foot a little bit more sideways. Nice. We're feeling the whole pelvis moving. Now you probably are starting to feel this in the inner thighs a bit more. And you can always pause and breathe deeper if you need a little extra stretch in an area. Nice. And coming back to center, lunging forward again, melting into that stretch. Inhale, reach the arm up tall. Exhale, gently tipping over. Breathing in, expanding the side ribs. Exhale, let it go. Nice. Now come on out of that. And the next piece, we're going to be doing the frog stretch. So for this one, it might be nice to have a pillow under your knees. I just have one pillow here, but you can always place two pillows if you need that. Otherwise, you can just place your pillow off to the side. And I'm going to show you this in a couple of angles. So for the first angle, you're just going to bring your knees wide as it feels okay. Now we want to make sure that the knee and the foot are in the same alignment, right? So that foot isn't coming in, but it's straight down from the knee. And then you're just gonna slowly come on down to your elbows, keeping your spine long, shoulders down, and then maybe creeping your knees out a little bit more and just finding that inner thigh stretch. Okay, I'm gonna show you from the side because the spine is really important here. So we're basically in like a plank position with the spine. Spine is long. Feeling your abdominals draw in and up, your shoulders are down, and your head is in line with your spine. So we want to avoid like letting the head fall or letting the body kind of flop in this position. This is quite an active position because these upper inner thighs can be really tight and sensitive, so we don't want to push it too hard. And then here we can start to shift your pelvis forward and back really gently. Just gliding forward and back, and notice how that feels in the inner thighs. If this is sensitive in your knees at all, just maybe ease off of the movement or ease off of the range. Good, this is a good one to really calm the mind, breathe, just be present with what you're feeling in your body. Nice. And to come out of that, you're going to crawl your hands up and then just really slowly step your knees together. And then we're going to come onto our bum and we'll wash that out with some windshield wipers. So nice wide feet here. And just letting those knees go side to side. Notice how that feels. Great. Okay, good job, everyone. So there are some ways to get a nice deep opening in the inner thighs, hip flexors, and the groin area. Enjoy.